Hello guys, welcome to another video of Kubernetes. In this video, we are going to discuss about creating the services in Kubernetes with YAML manifest file. We will see different types of YAML manifest for NodePort service, ClusterIP service, load balancer, and external service. Okay, so let's start. This is the agenda. We will be discussing about Kubernetes services, types of services in Kubernetes in brief. We'll be seeing the YAML manifest structure for each of the service along with step-by-step examples. So let's start by explaining the Kubernetes service. Kubernetes service provides stable endpoints to access the pods. Service allows communication between pods or between external users and the cluster. So basically service we can create in Kubernetes to get the access to the pods. If you are creating NodePort service, you can connect your pods from the internet, or users can connect to the pods with the internet, or to communicate even between each pods, we create the service. Or if you want your pods to communicate with some external service like databases, in that case we create the service. Okay. So for this, we create the services. Basically, if I say in one word, you can create the services for communication inside your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, how many types are services in Kubernetes? First one is cluster IP. This is the default type. If you are creating a service and not specifying any type of the service, it will be cluster IP will be created by default. Okay, so this is the default type, and this exposes your service to the internal IP. Like if you want to create or if you want to establish connection between your pods, or if you want an internal connection with internal IPs or private IPs, you can create the cluster IP. So one pod will communicate with another pod with cluster IP service. Okay. The second one is NodePort. This port exposes the service on each node's IP at a static port. Okay, so suppose you have three ports in the node in your node, and you are creating the NodePort service for a particular port. Then it will expose your pod to public or for to external users using the node IP at some particular port. That port, target port, you will have to specify, or Kubernetes will take one free port by default. Okay, I will explain this when I will explain the YAML structure of this node port service. The next one is load balancer. This service you can use to connect your Kubernetes server externally from internet or from different place. Okay, you can allow users to connect your application with the load balancer service as well. This service externally using a cloud provider's load balancer. This uses cloud provider. If you are using Azure, this will use the Azure load balancer, and if you are using AWS, it will use the Elastic load balancer. Okay, and when you are creating the load balancer service, Kubernetes will create one load balancer service in Azure by itself, and it will create all the things in there, like it will set up the backend, it will create the backend target and all the things by itself. The last one is external name. This service you can create to connect your pod with some external services. Like if you want to connect your pods or connect your cluster with external database or some Azure database like PostgreSQL or MySQL database, you can use the external name service to communicate with the external service. So these are the four important types of service. There are different others as well, like few people also consider ingress as a service. So you can also include ingress type of service in here that we can create to communicate, I mean to connect your Kubernetes cluster with the external users, or I mean to expose that to internet or public. Okay. That I mean there is a difference in load balancer service and ingress service as well. Ingress is quite advanced version of load balancer service. There you can get some of the features like SSL termination and host name. You can say like context path based routing and host name based routing. So these are some of the extra features you get in the ingress service. Let me move ahead. This is the YAML structure for a cluster IP service. If you see closely here, we have four components which are very important in the Kubernetes manifest file: API version, kind, metadata, and spec. If you check the API version, we have given this as v1. Even in pods, replication controller, you can provide the API version as v1. Kind is service because we are creating the service here. Metadata, you can provide any metadata. Here we have provided the name and my cluster IP service. And finally, in the spec section, you can provide the selector, because based on this selector only, service will be applied to that particular port or node port, that particular pod. Okay, and we have to specify the ports as well, like what will be the port for this cluster IP service. This will be the uh, service port, and this will be the target port. Okay, so this port is nothing but the cluster IP service port. If you have to access this cluster IP service or access your pod with cluster IP service, you will be accessing it with port 80, but cluster IP service will be communicating with the container with 8080 port. Okay, with the target port. So this is the cluster IP service to container port, and this is the cluster IP service port which you can use to connect with the pod. Okay, and finally in the type we can provide the cluster IP. So this is the basic YAML structure to create one cluster IP service. If you are not providing the type here, and you are just keeping the code from selector to target port, then also if you run this YAML manifest, then it will create the cluster IP, because Kubernetes by default creates the cluster IP. Okay, let me now go ahead and explain the YAML structure for NodePort service. Most of the things will be same for each of the services. Few of the minor changes will be there. API version, kind, metadata, and all will be same. Here in spec, selector will be same. You have to specify the selector. Based on that, it will select your pod, like which pod this NodePort service will be applicable to. Here in ports, we'll provide the type of protocol, that is TCP. This is our node port service port. This is your target port, and this is the node port. So node port is nothing but the default IP address will be assigned if you are not providing it by Kubernetes, or you can also provide this IP address by yourself. Okay, and this port. So from here, like if you are accessing your application using NodePort service, you will have to use the IP address of your node, and port number is this one, 30,007. So using this, you will be able to access your pod or access your application. And this NodePort service will access this or access the particular container with this 8080 port. Okay, so this is the user port, Using this, user will connect with this NodePort service, and NodePort service will connect with container using this 8080 port, and this port 80 will be used by this NodePort service, and type here we provide as NodePort. So make sure you provide the type here, otherwise uh, the default service will be created, that is cluster IP. So make sure you are providing the type as NodePort in case of NodePort service. The next one is load balancer. Most of the things are same. The difference is the type and NodePort. Here we have not provided the NodePort because that is not needed in case of load balancer service. You just provide the default port and target port and the type as load balancer. So user will be accessing this load balancer service or your application using the IP address which you will be getting in the load balancer, that is front end IP address, and port as 80. So if you type your IP address colon 80, you will be able to access your application, or you will be able to access your pod. Okay, and this load balancer service will use this 8080 port to communicate with the application or Kubernetes cluster, or you can say the pod. Okay, and make sure you are writing the type as load balancer in load balancer service. Next is the external name service. This service we generally use to connect our Kubernetes cluster with some external service like databases and or some different service like DNS and all. Okay, so here in API version provide v1 kind as service metadata. You can provide anything based on your requirement or based on your organization policy. Here in spec we provide the type as external name, and what should be your external name or DNS name, you will have to provide the here in this external name. Okay, so this is how we create the external name service. We just discussed how we or we just I just explained you how we can create the YAML structure for all of the four services as well. I have not included ingress service in here because ingress itself is the different, you can say, the vast topic. I will explain that later when I talk about the ingress service or ingress in future videos of Kubernetes. So once you have created the YAML file for any of the service, how you are going to deploy it? First, create the YAML file, like you can create service.yaml file, or any, you can provide any name. Once that is created, you can apply, you can deploy that with kubectl apply -f and your file name or your file path here. Once that is created, to verify if service has been created or not, you can type this command kubectl get services. This will list you all the services which you might have created inside your Kubernetes manifest file using the manifest YAML manifest. The next one is check endpoints. If you need more details about the service, you can type this command kubectl describe service and your service name. So this will list you, or this will provide all the details related to your service. What are the best practices when you are using Kubernetes services? If you want to communicate within the cluster or within the pods, always use ClusterIP, or you can only use the ClusterIP for internal services. Okay. Reserve node ports wisely to avoid conflicts. So if you are creating multiple node port services, make sure you are providing the node ports port number wisely, so that you don't need to or if you are not providing the node ports or port numbers wisely, then you will get multiple conflicts while creating the cluster. So make sure you are using that wisely. and you can like this you can avoid conflicts. The load balancer service should be used for external facing services. Whenever you have to create one external service, external facing application or pods, you can use this load balancer service in that scenario. Use external name service for DNS based service mapping. So whenever you have to connect with the DNS of some external or some different service in your cloud provider, you can use this external name service. Okay, so in this video we discussed about Kubernetes services. Generally, they provide connectivity between pods and external users or with external services. ClusterIP, NodePort, Load Balancer, and ExternalName are the key service type. There is also one, the ingress one, which will be discussing later in the videos. Okay, you can use YAML manifest file to define configuration for your service. That can be your NodePort, ClusterIP, Load Balancer, or external name service. Okay, so that's it from this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.